Welcome to Wise Elders Stories channel. Warning: your legs fade first. Seniors must stop these 10 bad habits to keep them strong and healthy. Has your leg strength diminished when compared to how it was before? Feeling achy, stiff, or even unsteady on your feet? Here is the reality. Legs deteriorate first with age, and then the rest of your body follows suit. There is a greater chance of falling, it is harder to move, and the steps appear insurmountable. But there is good news as well. A lot of people can avoid this. The only problem is not aging. You can be making the same mistakes over and over again, which is why your legs are deteriorating faster than they should. In this article, we will show you the 5 worst habits that are slowly weakening your legs and provide you advice on how to stop doing them. If you stick around to the end, I promise this could change everything. Putting on the wrong shoes is the first rule. Many elderly people continue to wear the same shoes year after year, oblivious to the fact that their feet and legs are changing. Shoes with flat soles, old shoes, shoes that are too tight, or worse, shoes without arch support. These may seem comfortable at first, but they can cause discomfort, misalignment, and even problems with equilibrium in the long run. Evaluate the situation. Have you ever had pain in your feet after a long day of walking? Even when you stand up straight, do you feel any pain in your knees or lower back? The offender can be your shoes. So, how can we fix this? Find a pair of shoes that put stability and comfort first. Try to find shoes with a snug fit, arch support, and padded bottoms. Also, look at the bottoms of shoes that are at least a year old. Worst case scenario, they stop giving you the help you need. Shoe modifications could ease pain, make walking easier, and maybe even stop accidents from happening. Now we may move on to the second bad habit that is hastening your legs' degeneration. Walking barefoot for long periods of time is the number 2. Many people, especially when they are at home, enjoy the feeling of walking barefoot. It seems completely normal, doesn't it? However, walking barefoot on rough surfaces may actually hurt rather than help older people. Let me explain it to you. When you walk barefoot, especially on hard surfaces like tile, hardwood, or concrete, your feet absorb the full force of the impact. In the long run, this might cause problems with your knees and hips in addition to straining your arch and hurting your heels. Also, we must not forget how crucial equilibrium is. As we become older, our feet lose some of their natural cushioning and sensitivity. Barefoot walking increases the risk of falling, stumbling, or unknowingly treading on something sharp. So, how can we fix this? Slippers or house shoes with flexible, supporting soles that don't slip are a must. To maintain stable and pleasant feet, look for alternatives that offer cushioning and arch support. This simple change may help you avoid pressure on your legs, improve your balance, and ease foot pain. Now let's move on to the next bad habit that could be unknowingly hastening your legs' degeneration. Third, ignoring the pain in my legs. Aches and pains in the legs may seem like a natural part of getting older, but that's not necessarily the case. Ignoring the body's pain signals can lead to serious problems down the road. Pain is a warning sign that something is wrong. Evaluate the situation. When you walk, do you ever feel a slight ache in your legs? Is standing a problem for you in terms of knee stiffness? Maybe you felt a loss of feeling or numbness in your toes or feet. Possible causes of these symptoms include poor blood flow, damaged nerves, arthritis, or the beginning stages of muscular atrophy. But a lot of people put it out of their minds. They tell themselves it's only a phase or that it will go away on its own. It will become more serious, though, the longer you ignore it. In light of this, what should one do? Pay attention to the specifics of the pain you're feeling first. Will it point? Does it come and go? Is it worst when I sit for extended hours or at night? It is possible to catch health problems early if you keep track of your symptoms. Secondly, don't put things off for very long times. Reduce stiffness and increase blood flow with some little exercise, stretching, or even just turning your ankles. Also, if the pain doesn't go away, you should see a doctor. The key is to start treatment as soon as possible. Now let's move on to the fourth bad habit that could be slowly weakening your legs. The fourth is sitting or standing for long periods of time. Do you ever feel achy and lethargic after sitting for a long time before getting up? On the other hand, standing for long periods of time can be making your legs feel heavy and tired. Here is the problem. Leg weakness might worsen with time from sitting too much or standing too much. Seated for long periods of time causes your muscles to atrophy, blood flow to slow down, and joints to stiffen. Muscle atrophy, impaired blood flow, and the potentially fatal blood clot disease known as deep vein thrombosis, DVT, can all be outcomes of this. In contrast, the lower back, ankles, and feet take a major beating when standing for lengthy periods of time, especially when there's no movement involved. Pain in the joints, varicose veins, and swelling are all possible outcomes. So, how can we fix this? If sitting for long periods of time is making you sluggish, try setting an alarm to go off every half an hour to an hour. Simple movements like walking around the room, lifting one's legs, or stretching help keep blood flowing and muscles engaged. Get off your feet and sit down every so often if you're on your feet all day. When you stand, try shifting your weight from one foot to the other or using a tiny footstool to take some of the strain off your legs. Stability is key. Avoid sitting for lengthy periods of time and make sure to move around and stretch regularly. What follows is an explanation of the harmful conduct that, unbeknownst to you, may be causing serious damage to your legs. The improper cutting of toenails is the subject of the fifth point. Injuries caused by improperly clipped toenails can be excruciating, throw off your balance, and make walking a real discomfort. People who tend to clip their toenails too short or who round off the edges often find themselves with ingrown toenails. When the nail grows into the skin, it raises the risk of infection, edema, and discomfort. Those who have suffered the agony of an ingrown toenail may attest to its reality. A change in gait may be necessary as a result of the constant pain it generates with every step. So, the knees, ankles, and hips may eventually feel the effects of this. Consequently, how should we proceed? Always cut your toenails straight across, without curling them. Keep a little length on the ends so they don't irritate your skin. Also, go to a podiatrist or use long-handled nail clippers if you can't get to your feet easily to make sure they're getting the attention they need. Although it may seem insignificant, taking care of one's toenails can greatly affect the general well-being of one's feet and legs. Next, we'll move on to the sixth bad habit that can be slowly killing your legs. Lastly, not moisturizing the bottoms of one's shoes. Unfortunately, many people pay more attention to washing their faces and hands than they do to their feet. Excessive dryness and cracking of the foot skin, especially the soles, can lead to discomfort, infections, and eventually, trouble walking. Due to a decline in epidermal moisture production with age, our feet are more prone to dryness, cracks, and deep fissures, any of which can cause pain or infection. People with diabetes or poor circulation are at increased risk when these cracks open up. On top of that, most people don't realize this. When your skin is dry and stiff, it might limit your feet's flexibility, making movement feel more restricted. So, how can we fix this? Before turning in for the night, always put on a high-quality moisturizer or foot salve. Look for moisturizers that have urea, shea butter, or coconut oil in them. You can keep your skin healthy and supple with their help because they help retain moisture. After a hot shower, cautiously exfoliate cracked heels using a pumice stone. After that, put some moisturizer on to stop any more damage. If you take a few minutes out of your day to take care of your feet, you can keep them healthy, flexible, and supported for a long time. Now let's move on to the seventh bad habit that could be unknowingly weakening your legs. A lack of thigh workout is the subject of the eighth point. As people get older, one of the worst mistakes they can make is not getting enough exercise. While it's reasonable to assume that less activity will make your legs feel better, the opposite is really true. Your legs will get more delicate the less you use them. Reduced circulation, stiffness, and muscle loss make even the simplest tasks like walking, climbing stairs, or getting out of a chair more challenging. The risk of falling also rises sharply when the muscles in your legs weaken. Is getting out of a chair harder than it used to be, or do you find that even a short walk leaves you feeling wobbly on your feet? This means you need to work out your muscles more. The question then becomes, how can we best fix this? The bright side is that you won't need to lift large objects or run marathons. Keep your leg strength up with several easy, low-impact workouts. Take a shot at it. While seated, raise one leg. While seated, straighten one leg at a time and hold for a few seconds. You can strengthen your quadriceps by doing this. Brings the heel up. Stand up straight, reach your toes, and slowly lower yourself back down. By strengthening your quadriceps, you can improve your balance. Around the ankles. A great way to increase flexibility and blood flow is to twist your ankles in opposite directions. A little as 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. Be consistent at all times. You can keep your legs strong for a long time by keeping up with your exercise routine. The 7th bad habit that you can be doing to your legs unknowingly is this one: not exercising them. Number 8. Not inspecting your ankles and legs on a regular basis. Most people don't give their lower extremities much thought until they start to hurt. Unfortunately, by the time symptoms of pain appear, the problem has usually progressed. This poses an especially serious risk to the elderly, especially those who are diabetic or have circulation problems. Why was it done? You might not notice little cuts, blisters, or infections until they're big, since these disorders might make your feet seem less sensitive. Allow me to provide you with a question. Tell me when you last gave your feet a good, hard look. A comprehensive check for signs of redness, swelling, or changes in skin tone, in addition to a quick look for any abnormalities. The following might happen if you don't check things often enough. Minor cuts, scrapes, and blisters can become infected. Complications are more likely to arise from even a small cut when circulation is inadequate. Blood clots, cardiac abnormalities, or circulation problems can cause severe swelling in the ankles or legs. Edema is often a sign of a more serious ailment, yet many people ignore it because they think it will go away on its own. Anemia can manifest itself in a variety of ways, including changes in skin tone, warmth, and texture. You can have poor circulation if you often have cold feet, pale skin, or dry, flaky skin. In light of this, what should one do? Make it a habit to check your legs and feet every night before bed or first thing in the morning. Look around for redness, swelling, wounds, bruises, and other symptoms of injury. To identify a fungal infection, look for thickening or discoloration in your toenails. Massage different areas of your feet gently. Is the level of sensation uniformly strong all across your body? Nerve damage might be the cause of localized numbness or extreme sensitivity. Furthermore, if you see anything out of the ordinary, do not hesitate to take swift action. Make an appointment with a doctor or podiatrist before taking matters into your own hands. Spending just a few minutes daily inspecting your feet can prevent serious infections, mobility problems, and long-term harm. Now let's move on to the 9th bad habit that can be slowly hurting your legs. 9th, you should change your shoes and hosiery frequently. Daily socks and shoes have a major impact on leg and foot health, but it's not something most people think about very often. Reusing hosiery for a long time or wearing old, worn-out shoes can lead to fungal infections, foot soreness, poor circulation, and even problems with balance. I think we need to break this down. Worn shoes are problematic since they have a finite lifespan. Their shock absorption, cushioning, and support capabilities deteriorate with time, regardless of how well they look. You may feel pain in your heels, arch, knees, and back as a result of the greater stress on your feet and legs with every stride. Shoes that are too tight or don't fit properly can also cause blisters, bunions, and poor blood flow. When should one typically get new shoes? Regular daily wear usually necessitates a shoe replacement every 6 to 12 months. Shoe replacement is in order if you find the soles to be in poor condition or if you notice your feet are more tired than normal after walking. You should look for new shoes with a non-slip sole, plenty of cushioning, and good arch support if you want to reduce the risk of falling. Socks, the problem of wearing the same pair for a long time. Let's talk about socks. Because they soak up sweat, germs, and dead skin cells, athletic socks create an ideal habitat for fungus infections, such as athlete's foot. The culprit could be your stockings if you're dealing with dry, itchy, or smelly feet. What is the suggested interval between changing hosiery? When your feet perspire excessively, more often is better than once a day. For those with diabetes or circulation problems, wearing hosiery that wicks away moisture can help keep feet dry and less likely to have infections. Do not wear socks that are too tight and will cause your skin to develop indentures. This could mean that they are blocking the flow of blood. Keeping your feet and legs healthy for years to come is as simple as wearing fresh, dry socks and getting new shoes frequently. Additionally, this will alleviate pain and increase blood flow. Now we'll talk about the last bad habit that can be slowly hurting your legs. 10. While most people don't think of leg strength when they hear the word hydration, it really can lead to a number of unpleasant side effects, including weak muscles, painful joints, impaired blood flow, and an increased risk of falling. Your circulatory system, muscles, and joints can't do their jobs properly without water. And when that isn't enough, the legs are usually the ones that feel the pain first. One of the most serious consequences of dehydration is muscle cramping. If you get sudden and severe leg cramps, especially during the night, it could be due to dehydration. The proper functioning of your muscles depends on maintaining a balance between water and electrolytes including magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Inadequate water intake causes an imbalance, which in turn causes extremely painful involuntary muscular spasms. Midnight is a common time for these spasms to happen, waking you awake with a sharp, tense sensation in your calves or feet. Significant dehydration symptoms also include joint stiffness and pain. Synovial fluid cushions your joints and acts as a lubricant, allowing them to move freely. Since water makes up the bulk of this fluid, losing too much water causes the lubricating effect on joints to weaken. Because of this, you may feel pain, stiffness, and greater resistance whenever you stand, walk, or climb stairs. People often attribute this stiffness to becoming older, but in reality, it's usually just a sign that they need to drink more water. Reduced blood flow is another unspoken effect of not drinking enough water. Your blood is mostly water, so when you don't get enough to drink, it thickens and doesn't circulate as efficiently. A heaviness or tingling in the legs, swollen feet and ankles, and an increased likelihood of varicose veins are all possible outcomes. When your legs feel chilly, numb, or exhausted due to poor circulation, it can be very uncomfortable to move around. There is some evidence that dehydration slows the body's ability to heal from even little injuries. Getting enough water could speed up the healing process for small injuries like cuts, bruises, or strains that seem to take forever to heal. In order to get oxygen and nutrients to injured tissues, it is crucial to stay hydrated. As a result, not getting enough water can make even a little sprain or tired muscle last for a long time. Because our ability to perceive want decreases with age, many people in their twilight years report feeling no desire at all. Your body has used up all of its fluid stores when you start to feel thirsty. This is why it's so important to drink water all day long, even if you don't feel like it. It begs the question, how much water is optimal to drink? The exact amount you should drink each day can vary depending on factors including your weight, degree of physical activity, and general health, but 8 8-ounce containers is a good starting point. Those who are really active or who live in humid climates might need even more. One surefire way to tell if you're getting enough water is to check your urine. A very light yellow should do. If the sky is overcast, it's an indication that you need to drink more water. Consider always having a refilled water jug on hand if you tend to forget to drink water. Make it a habit to drink water at least once an hour or pair it with another routine, such drinking water before meals. You can even set your phone to remind you. Eating foods like cucumbers, melons, and citrus fruits, which are rich in water, can also help you stay hydrated. Making ensuring your muscles, joints, and legs are well hydrated is one of the simplest and most effective ways to keep them functioning. In order to keep your legs feeling great and free of pain, improve mobility, and reduce cramping, drinking plenty of water every day should be your first priority. Now that we've covered all 10 bad habits, let's take a quick look at what you can do right now to protect your legs from harm and keep them strong for years to come. A sense of autonomy, your lower body. You can do more with your legs than just walk. They represent the freedom to make your own decisions and live your life the way you want. If your legs are sturdy, you can confidently walk, keep up with your loved ones, and enjoy life's little pleasures, like going for a stroll in the morning, playing with your grandkids, or just getting from one place to another without pain. Nevertheless, here is the genuine deal. You won't have legs to help you out when you really need them if you don't take care of them now. A lack of leg strength does not appear suddenly. The accumulation of seemingly innocuous activities causes them to worsen over time. It could be because the person is wearing the wrong shoes. Imagine if it were to lie down for hours on end. Neglecting to drink enough water or paying attention to the dull ache in your knees could be the culprit. Your ability to move about, balance, and strengthen over time will decrease as a result of each of these habits. But there is good news as well. You have the power to change this. Better decision-making can start at any time. Modifications as simple as choosing the right shoes, being active, drinking more water, and checking one's feet regularly can have a big impact on one's health and mobility. You don't have to accept aches and pains, stiffness, and weakness as natural parts of becoming older. You have the potential to assume leadership roles. Your leg strength is something you can keep up. Plus, you'll be giving yourself the gift of mobility, self-assurance, and a future when your physical limitations won't hold you back. Hence, I dare you to take on my challenge. Initiate the process of changing one habit right away by choosing it from this list. One day, you'll look back and be grateful. If you have found this video helpful, please share it with others. Give it to someone in your life who could use this information. Subscribe to our channel for more health, independence, and strength-related information and to never miss a video. Your legs are the means by which you move across the universe. Their level of concern for you is directly proportional to how much you tend to them.